Hey, good morning, church family. Saturday morning, March the 29th. It is a cool morning, damp, a little rainy, and I think I saw that we're supposed to have some kind of winter weather advisory tonight. Not snow, but freezing rain and such, so tomorrow morning, keep that in mind. Just keep an eye out for that. Be safe. This morning, I just want to kind of talk about a couple of random things and just see what happens. Make a couple suggestions, book suggestions, and share about some things that have been a blessing to me. One this morning is our Seasoned Saints Fellowship at 11:30 over at Macedon Hills Diner. Looking forward to fellowshipping with my friends over there at that restaurant. It'll be fun. Also, tomorrow morning we're having a missionary that we support to Ukraine, Jonathan Skeen. He's going to be here. He's actually here for the week at a missions conference over at Southeast Bible Baptist Church in Penfield. And Brother Micah McCurry is actually their keynote speaker this week. So if you'd like to hear him preach, I'm sure they wouldn't mind a guest to show up in the evening. But anyway, we are going to have our missionary to Ukraine. And as you know, Ukraine is in the news with all the war with Russia and things that our nation is attempting through our leadership to try to influence that war to stop and such. And I think it'll be interesting tomorrow to hear Brother Skeen's perspective. You hear conflicting things, and someone who's actually there. Be interesting to see what he has to say about it. Some things that I've been reading, listening to, I wanted to share with you. And each morning, I've been listening to a devotional by Andrew Murray. Andrew Murray is I guess you'd call him a missionary. I believe he was English, but he served in South Africa in the, I think, late 1800s, and a very, very godly man. Just wrote some amazing books, one on humility. He's just really great author, just great material. And the book I've been reading is called Waiting on God, and it's like, I think it's a 31 day devotional, just listening to it day at a time. And boy, what an important subject to learn to wait on God. And there's really, he just touches so many aspects of it, and they're just short, maybe 3, 4, 5 minutes at the most. And just a great thought. I'll listen to it while I'm making my breakfast or whatever. And then as soon as I'm done finishing that chapter, I switch over, and this is all right on YouTube. And I have YouTube Premium. I pay for it, and it's a blessing because it's really my go-to platform for music, for a lot of things. And by paying for a premium, I don't have to watch any ads. And I can shut my phone, I can turn off the screen and still listen to the audio, and I can choose the speed at which I listen to it. There's an option for playback speed, so if I'm listening to a book, I can just speed it up. And so I like having that. It just works for me, and it eliminates me having to pay for any other music streaming platforms or whatever. It just covers a lot of bases. And it's as I have my own Google account, it just it fine-tunes the whole platform to the things that I like to watch. And so I very rarely see junk, as you can imagine, on some of these social media platforms where things just come up. But it's so fine-tuned based on the algorithms that it just produces what I like to watch. And so I praise the Lord for that. So when I'm done listening to the Andrew Murray book, I'll switch over. I've been listening to another one by Charles Spurgeon. I think it's called, what's it called? I think Advice for Godly Leaders, or Godly Counsel, or something like that. And it's just a great book filled with practical counsel from Charles Spurgeon on ministry. and some is geared to pastors. There's a few chapters that are on children's ministry, believe it or not, and I found those very, very practical and helpful and inspiring, as Charles Spurgeon talks about the importance of children's ministry and the mindset of how reaching a generation of children so impacts a society. And he talks about Sunday school. He encourages Sunday school teachers in different ways. It's really, really good, and you can actually on the YouTube video, you can actually choose. You can look through the chapters, like each little has like a timeline where you can choose what, if you see a chapter you want to listen to, you can listen to it. So it's really neat. But I've been just listening through the whole book, and it's just kind of do that while I make my breakfast, while I eat my breakfast, have my headphones on, and just doing that after I read my Bible. And it's just again, just feeding myself spiritually. And then one last thing, I started reading a book called Extreme Ownership. And some of you are familiar with Extreme Ownership and the individual, the author who wrote it. I can't remember his last name, but his first name is Jocko. And he was a Navy SEAL, and he's just, he has a YouTube platform, and he's not a Christian as far as I know, and there is, well, I'm just saying not everything in the book is completely edifying spiritually, but the principles have been really good so far, as he talks about the principle of extreme ownership, and as a leader, how important it is to take responsibility for everything. It's sad, when you see situations fail or you struggle to succeed, where individuals point the finger and blame others and deflect the blame, and it's just really been challenging as he's showed demonstrations where in his own life, or where he's challenged people in business after he uses his military experience to help businesses take the same principles that made him successful. And he's transparent in the book about how, there's times where he's had to take the blame. He's had to take responsibility and say, this situation was my fault. I didn't communicate clearly enough. I didn't teach well enough. I didn't prepare my men well enough to do such and such. And so it's really been challenging in the way he articulates it and uses the missions that he was involved in to just paint scenarios and word pictures to apply the important principle of taking ownership. And so it's a great book. I'd encourage anyone who manages or leads or overseas in any way. It sounds, I've not read the whole thing yet, but so far what I've read, I've just been really encouraged to say, this is going to be a great book, and something that I think that leaders should read. So anyway, I'll put some of this stuff in the description box if you're interested in furthering your own education and learning. So important just to keep learning every day of your life, and adding value to yourself so that you can add value to others. That was a little bit different than what I usually do, but I hope that was interesting to you and a help. You have a great Saturday, and Lord willing, I'll see many of you tomorrow. God bless you. Have a great day. I love you. Bye-bye.